What's up guys, it's Sunday and that means it's time for a new weekly challenge. And this week the theme will be charisma. In particular, that means that we will be working on our speaking volume, our facial expression, and how we use our body language when we are in a conversation, when we tell things and just have the opportunity to show our charismatic us. That's what's gonna happen, and the idea is super straightforward. I'm gonna present parts from a video here that I found over at Charisma on Command, where they broke down The Rock, you know, the famous actor, big dude, almost as big as me. But we are gonna utilize this video as a tool for inspiration and see how we can play around with this. I recommend you to see the whole video, but we are gonna hone in on those 3 things so we don't get overwhelmed with all the things that we can do. I mean, this in itself is a whole lot to grasp.
The Rock is amazing at captivating people by creating strong emotions in them when he speaks. Listen, humans are emotional creatures. We're emotional decision makers. That's why the potential partner who looks great on paper almost always gets passed over for the potential partner who makes you feel a certain way about yourself or about them. The Rock does 2 things extremely well to help create strong responses from other people. 1, he feels the emotion strongly himself, and 2, he expresses it at a 10 out of 10. And there are 3 tools that he uses for that second bit: his speaking volume, his hands and body, and his facial expressions. Watch this clip and pay attention to how expressive he is with his voice, his body, and his face.
Mr. Wonderful, he takes the thing off and he throws it to the crowd, and I was like, and I caught it. And it was a big, nerd out moment.
Really?
Right? We cried nerd tears.
Yeah, we did.
Right? I was like, oh, and I caught it. It was amazing.
Now watch this clip from 2000 and notice the difference in how he uses his facial expressions, body, and voice.
Now, what's next for you? I understand you've got a budding acting career.
I'd like to do that. Very interested in doing that. Serious acting. We have The Voyager coming up. I did that.
Star Trek Voyager?
Star Trek Voyager, yeah.
It's night and day. Even his laugh has transformed. Check it out.
Or like Pop-Tarts.
Check out this clip from 1991.
You like a steak every day, or?
I do like a steak. I usually have 1 or 2 steaks a day.
What about tea, coffee?
I'm not big on coffee. I'm not really big on tea other than iced tea.
Right? I was like, oh, and I caught it. It was amazing. Right? So now, my dad was wrestling on the card that night, Madison Square Garden.
He lets his own story really move him. He feels the emotions of the story as he tells it, and it makes him so gripping to watch. Here he is talking about battling with depression. Notice his delivery and his pregnant pauses, but more than that, watch how when he pauses, he allows himself to get impacted by the memory.
And you're in your bubble, and I wish I had someone at that time who could just pull me aside and, hey, it's gonna be okay.
He's sharing a vulnerable story, and he lets it show. Did you notice how his facial expressions, body, and voice change in this clip compared to when he's talking about something that's fun or funny? So if you're telling a funny story, smile and laugh. If you're telling an emotional story, it's okay to be moved. Let the people listening to you feel what you feel. A great way to do this is actually relive the story in your mind as you tell it. That's step 1. Step 2 is to be expressive with your hands, face, and voice to get that feeling across to whoever is listening. Here's a great example of how The Rock uses his hands and his body movements to make a story more interesting. Notice how by using his hands so well, he keeps your eyes glued to him.
Event or anything like that, if you have all this adrenaline, you can actually let it go if you're fighting or if you're playing football or whatever. But in this case, I had no place for it to go, so it's like, I am Hercules, and then I would black out.
And then he flashes that huge smile at the end to express that he thinks it's funny. Later in the interview, Conan is teasing him by saying he didn't black out, he fainted. Watch The Rock's reaction, and notice how real he is, and how he fully expresses himself without being reserved like his older interviews.
Again, I am... Here we go! Oh, boy. Oh, good Lord. Okay, we have a clip here. A clip from the movie...
The clip.
And the audience absolutely loves it. The Rock has gone from being reserved in his interviews to really 100% feeling whatever his emotions are and expressing them at a 10 out of 10. You don't need to be super effusive and over the top all the time. It's just about finding a way to present yourself that you like.
So the challenge is going to be super simple and straightforward on paper. Then applying it, well, that's a total different thing. But the idea is that throughout the week, in every situation you find yourself in, you're gonna practice these abilities. Using your voice, daring to go low, go high, and just have a variety in how you talk. Using your hands, your entire body, utilizing it as a tool for making what you're telling come to life. And of course, that also includes your facial expressions. If you are talking like this, or if you are talking like this, you have to practice. You have to take it too far so you can know where that edge lies. I'm not by any means claiming to be any expert in this area. Heck no, I got a ton to learn. I know that I'm for sure are living in both ends of the spectrum. Perhaps with friends where I'm just used to being the guy I've always been. I'm way too low-key and I just... This week I am planning to approach 3 girls. Just because I am so bad at my love life, I really don't take the time to go out there and meet girls. I usually don't dare to go all in. I don't have faith in what I'm about to tell. It's like, it's not that important, I don't want to waste their time. I really have to build up that courage and dare to give it my all once in a while. It's not about always doing 10 minutes of vivid explanation for these small little details, but you want to learn how to play around with it. When I'm actually able to do this, I just enjoy the crap out of doing so. I mean, it's super fun. So that's why this week is all about working on our charisma. Speaking volume, how we use our body, and the facial expressions. Those 3 things are what we are gonna focus in on this week. And we're gonna try to apply this in every situation where we have a conversation with the person. That's the deal, that's the objective of the week. I'm super excited. I hope you are excited as well. And if you are intrigued to do this, let me know down in the comments. Social commitment, that's worth a ton if we actually want to follow through. That's how I'm able to do this every week. I'm committed to you guys. I have to do this. So with those words, I am signing off. My name is Alexander Nilsson. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being awesome. And I will see you in the week. Friday, who knows? Bye guys.